Former Holyoke Police Chief Anthony Scott has never been shy about sharing his opinions on criminal and legal issues, and that hasn't changed in retirement. The chief spoke by Skype from his retirement home recently with Connecting Point correspondent Carolee McGrath, sharing his thoughts about the Black Lives Matter movement and his feeling the cops' lives matter and more.
Well, because of these negative things that were occurring and the negative light that the media and Black Lives Matter was focusing on law enforcement, I did not believe it was too one-sided.
Now, some people, of course, would disagree with you and say, well, how can that be? Because we've seen in this country that police have not done their job, have abused their position. How do you feel as a police officer with these cases?
There are good and bad in every profession. Now, there are some police officers who commit violent and unlawful acts, and those individuals have been prosecuted. Law enforcement is not the problem. The problem is black on black crime. And Black Lives Matter, they're only focusing on those acts that are committed by very few police officers. And those police officers are taken to task almost immediately.
Let's say you were the chief in Holyoke again. Would you advise your officers to back off in certain circumstances, not chase, and maybe change the way they police based on everything that we've seen in the last year?
No, because the community deserves our best. They do not deserve half measures.
Racial profiling has been a big issue that has been discussed over the years when it comes to police officers. Did you ever profile on the job, on the street, and were you ever profiled?
Profiling in and of itself is good. When you inject race into that, it becomes bad. As a patrolman and working the streets of the city of New Orleans, I have profiled people. But looking at those individuals and their background as involved in criminal activity, and based on probable cause, these individuals were stopped and subsequently were found to be armed. That profiling is good.
So what do you see as a solution for this then? How do you work with people in inner cities and I guess all across the country to solve this?
Black Lives Matter should begin to go into those neighborhoods like Chicago, where the murder rate is astronomical, Los Angeles, Milwaukee, and work with police to solve these crimes.
So Chief Scott, thank you so much for joining us this morning on this conversation, which is one that I think people will be talking about for a long time and as these issues continue to occur. We appreciate your perspective on this.